Welcome to the Buick Outdoors Podcast. I'm your host, Sheldon, and on this podcast, we dive deep into the outdoors. We discuss hunting and fishing techniques, give you tips and tricks, tell stories, and everything in between to help you enjoy the outdoors. Do you want outdoor apparel that's designed with a conscience? If so, check out Northbound Gear. They are a leader in creating innovative, sustainable, high-quality products designed to enhance your outdoor experience. Whether you hunt, fish, explore, camp out, or just enjoy nature, they'll have something that suits your needs. I've tried it all, and their adventure, water-resistant pants, Explorer summer pants, the 2-in-1 zip-off pants, and the men's Apex waterproof jackets are all my favorite. I really can't decide which one I like more, and I wear them all daily. I've taken the gear bear hunting in the northern swamps of BC, hiking and fossil hunting on the river and waterfalls, and wore them out on the west coast fishing for salmon, halibut, prawns, and crabs. Not once have they let me down. Check them out at northboundgear.co, and if you use my promo code Sheldon15, you will save 15% off your order, including sale items. As an added bonus, they also plant one tree right here in Canada with every purchase. So again, that's northboundgear.co, and use promo code Sheldon15 to save 15% off your order. Hey everyone, welcome back to another Buick Outdoors podcast. If you're new here, I'm your host Sheldon, and time is coming up here for hunting season. My days off are quickly approaching here. I'm at work right now, and I'm getting pretty excited for the fall here. I have some stuff to do around the house. If you've been paying attention to us there on social media or on YouTube, you'll see that it wasn't too long ago we got back from our coast trip. So I still have all that fish to process. We have 2 limits of salmon and 2 limits of halibut to do up. So that's gonna take some time to do. Basically, it's gonna take at least a day, maybe 2 days, for all of it to thaw out. Typically, I put in like the bathtub, but because I got so much this year, I think what I'll be doing is throwing it all into my marine cooler and just propping the lid open. And letting it sit like that for, it'll be a day for sure for about half of it to thaw out, and then about another day for the other half to to thaw out, and it'll be a start anyways. And basically when I'm doing that stuff, it'll be nice with Shelby there. I'll make her do a little bit of work, but basically what I do is I get all my bags pre-made because I vacuum wrap them all. So I just buy the great big huge rolls of the Food Saver vacuum bag stuff, and I make them. Well, it kind of depends on what I'm doing with it. If I'm making just single servings, the bags themselves, they'll be about 8 inches. Every once in a while, I like to have a couple of whole fillets too. So when I do that, then the bag gets, well, there's however big you need it there to fit your fillet in there. But pretty well, once the fish is thawed out, throw them onto the table. I fillet them up. I take either tweezers or a little bit of fancy knife work, and I remove all the bones off of it. And then I take my knife, knock the hide off, throw them into the bags, vacuum wrap them, have my Sharpies out. I write on there salmon, then the year, and then I get them into the deep freeze. And it sounds quick and easy, and it's, if you do things right, you can make it quicker and easier, but it's never quick and easy. It's gonna be a few days to get everything done, and that's even with extra help with Shelby being there. But we'll slowly get that stuff done. We have all the, how many salmon do we bring home? I think 16 salmon and 4 halibut. And then the prawns, a lot of times too, if you don't bring too many home, you can just leave them in your bags that you brought them home in. But we did bring home quite a few. I think we have, I want to say 10 or 15 bags. And then there's 15 in each bag. So whatever, 150 prawns. So if I have extra food saver bags left over, then I'll definitely vacuum wrap them. Because every once in a while you just kind of get bored of eating prawns there for a little bit. As crazy as that sounds, I'm pretty fortunate to be able to bring home fresh prawns and have so many of them that you almost get tired of eating them. But it is nice to be able to kind of switch things up every once in a while. Have prawns, have halibut, have salmon. Once in a while I'll give a little bit of it away, but not very often. We do eat a lot of fish. Plus, hunting season, I'll get into it a little bit more here later on. It's looking pretty grim around my place, so I don't really know exactly what's going to be happening with hunting season. I also have, I haven't mowed my lawn in quite a long time, so I got to get that done too. That's always a pain, but this time of year, I'll be honest with you, it's probably going to be the last time that I mow it, because from September on, we're busy. Even this summer, we've been extremely busy. Things have been blowing by so fast. All the traveling we've been doing, just for our own sake and having fun, but also traveling to film for YouTube. We've been basically just like a traveling road show this year. It's cost a lot of money, but it's been a lot of fun, and I definitely don't have any regrets whatsoever. I've gotten to see just some incredible stuff, and the crazy thing is whether or not I was filming, I would have been doing it anyways. So having a couple of cameras along for the ride and just kind of filming it and throwing some stuff together, it makes it worth it. The dinosaur tracks, I've been wanting to check those out for a few years now. So I finally went out there and checked those out, same thing with some of the waterfalls and stuff. And yeah, it's been quite a ride here this summer, but now we are slowly getting into fall. The days are getting shorter. It's kind of nice waking up in the mornings here at work and going outside and getting to watch the sunrise, and you smell that kind of cold fall, kind of moist air. It brings back a lot of memories. Just the slightest little smells of fall and that cool little breeze and stuff. It's nice, but with that comes winter. It is right around the corner. So on top of everything else that we have to do and hunting season, it's also that time of year where we start cutting up our firewood. Usually it's not too hot in September, so it's a great time to grab the chainsaw. It's still nice and sharp from pretty well this spring. So yeah, we go out. We get I don't even know how many truckloads of wood. Basically 4 cords of wood in the backyard there where I usually film this podcast. I have that. It's just one of those little cheap car garage tent things you can get from Canadian Tire for like $300 kind of a deal. But when that thing is full from the very back to pretty well the front, and from the bottom right to the top, then we're ready for winter, because it gets cold out here in the north, and we pretty well burn all of that wood. And that thing, it holds probably 4 or 5 cords of wood. So yeah, we're gonna be busy. Yeah, we're definitely gonna be busy just getting firewood on top of everything else that we do. But it's one of those things though where it's a lot of work, and I don't necessarily enjoy the work, but what I enjoy is kind of like the pride that you get when you're done. Once you're done falling the tree, knocking all the limbs off, dragging it out onto the road, bucking it all up, packing it into the truck, getting it home, splitting it, stacking it. Well, except for the stacking, I cheat a little bit there. Last year I got Shelby to do all the stacking, but she needs to do a little bit of work too, eh? But when it's all said and done, you look at, this, what the heck is that thing? 10 by 20 foot garage, and it is full to the roof of firewood. And man, let me tell you, when the snow first starts to fly and you have no worries whatsoever, you just walk out, grab a couple armloads of wood, or fill up the big wood box that I built there a few years ago in the house. Man, it's just awesome. The amount of stress there's nothing there. It's gone. You know that you're gonna be nice and warm for the winter, and coming inside when it's like -10, you come inside to the wood stove going, and you stand in front of the wood stove. Oh, you cannot beat that heat. Or even in the evening, like there's been times where it gets dark fairly early, but it'll be 6-7 o'clock at night and it's dark. You just finished up supper, and you just sit there, read a book, and listen to the crackle of the fire. Oh, it's amazing. I got a glass door on my wood stove too, so when it's dark, every once in a while I shut off all the lights and stuff, and you just kind of sit there and watch the flames. You kind of get drawn into it or whatever, but yeah, it's nice to have that, and I don't think enough people take enough pride in their work, especially when it comes to something like firewood. Give me 2 seconds here. There's a truck going by. Like I said, I'm at work currently right now. But yeah, taking pride in any work, especially firewood. You sweat quite a bit. You put in a lot of effort to get it all ready, and yeah, I don't look forward to that work, but I look forward to the fire. One thing that I like to do when I'm out cutting firewood is we do a lot of berry picking. This year I'm gonna be a little bit late because I had to do a little extra shift here at work. So typically around like the 15th to 20th of August is perfect time to be out picking huckleberries and blueberries. So I'm still gonna be able to do it. I might be a little late, but we haven't had any real cold mornings or anything like that, so the frost hasn't got them at all. So the berry picking should be really good. And a lot of times, you make real simple jams. One thing, it's kind of a tradition, and I might just have to make a video and throw it up on YouTube for you guys, is you take your berries, you put them into a bowl, dump a pile of sugar on them, and then you just let them sit in the fridge there for a few hours or overnight, and you kind of let them sweat. Once they start to sweat, you stir them all up, get them sugars in there, and it soaks it all up, and then you get those it's like a little sponge cake, like a little cup or a little sponge cake bowl. Take your berries, throw it into there, big thing of whipped cream on top, and oh man, is it good. Either that, or you get some cream cheese, just regular old cream cheese, throw that stuff in a microwave, and then you get those pre-made graham cracker crusts. And once you microwave cream cheese enough where you can actually kind of mix it, you just throw a few handfuls of berries in there, and I don't know, maybe about a cup of sugar. Mix it all up, throw her into that cranberry or that graham cracker crust. And then if you have any leftover berries, if you just smash them up like you're gonna be making a jelly or a jam with them, you throw that on top, throw that into your fridge until everything cools down and kind of hardens back up, kind of thing. Pull that sucker out, cut her up. Oh, another great little dessert. And I'm not much of a sugar guy whatsoever. Like, I hardly even drink pop. I'm always drinking water. So for me to tell you that stuff's pretty good, it's gotta be good. Yeah. But yeah, hunting season 2, it's coming up, and I don't know what I'm gonna be doing for hunting season, to be honest with you. Things are starting to look pretty grim around my place still. Last year, it was so bad we traveled, And even then, Shelby and her uncle got a moose together. Uh, but other than that, we had some elk calling at us. But the amount of people that were in the bush, it was just mind blowing how busy it was out there. Where we were hunting at, it's kind of by one of the rivers, so there's lots of trails and stuff on top of the hills. Lots of people were out truck hunting and driving their quads around for elk. Then you could hear people coming up from the bottom from riverboats going after elk, and it wasn't fun at all. And then there was so much people driving around, like you couldn't even chicken hunt. I don't know how many times I'd have a chicken in the scope and a quad would come around the corner, and it wasn't fun. It wasn't quite a waste of 3 weeks off, but I'm not going back. My plans this year are me, myself, and I. Uh, like I already said, I'm going to be so busy at the house already. I don't even know if I'm going to take the holiday trailer out, to be honest with you. I got 3 weeks off, and like I have plans to do stuff, and I still have to do up a few more videos and stuff. But when it comes to the hunting side, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm gonna buy my tags and all that stuff, and I'm gonna be packing around probably the 300 for a moose, and I'm always gonna have a 22 or 17 for chickens because I absolutely love chicken hunting. But when it comes to elk, moose, and deer, I don't know. There's a bow season for whitetail and mule deer, but the amount that you see around my place, it's so low. Like I still feel guilty if I shot one. So I said the same thing last year and the year before. I really don't want to be a part of the problem. I would much rather just stick to killing my bears and coyotes and wolves and leaving everything else to repopulate. If you take care of the predators, but then you're still killing off all the bulls and bucks, you still have a problem. Until the population actually comes back up to where they're at a comfortable level, then absolutely slay them, go after them, hit them hard. But until then, I really wish they would change things up and start listening to guys like myself who actually hunt for conservation, not just hunt to kill. Plus, I have moose meat left over from last year. I have a freezer full of fish. So do I need to kill a moose? Absolutely not. Do I need to kill an elk? Absolutely not. Do I need to kill a deer? No. Would it be nice? Yeah, sure, because they do make excellent sausage and pepperoni and jerky. If for some reason I find a great big huge herd of deer, then yeah, sure, I'll hunt them. But right now, I'm buying tags just to put my little 2 cents in the conservation fund, and that's about it. I'm gonna be honest with you. My main goal this year, this fall, I still have a bear tag. So if I see a bear, I'm gonna smack one of them, and I'm gonna hunt chickens like I do every year. There's seems to always be chickens. If not, there's always rabbits. Small game hunting, it's a blast for me. Not very often do you head out and at least see them. When it comes to moose, it's a waste of fuel. It's a waste of your time right now. But at least with chickens and rabbits, you're almost guaranteed to see them every time you go out. You're not guaranteed to shoot them, but you're guaranteed to at least see one or two. But yeah, that's out of my hands. You can write so many letters, talk to your member of parliament, and my member of parliament, old Bob there, he's a wicked dude. He really, really believes in and stands up for the conservation and stuff. And it's just no one listens at all. You talk to guide outfitters, you talk to people like me, you talk to people that are in the industry. I don't know. I don't know who's making the decisions either. It's obviously not a biologist with any brains in his head or her head. Because if it was, there'd be some very, very, very big changes, and they'd be right now. Even probably about 8 years ago, we were starting to see a decline, and then ever since then, it's just gotten worse and worse and worse, to the point where you have guys like myself, where typically this time of year, I already know where the moose are, where the elk are, where the deer are, how many. You have them all picked out and stuff, and it's not much of a hunt. You just know where they're at, and you just go kind of sit and wait, and they'll be there. Where now, I don't even try to figure out where they are, because basically they're not there. I already know that. So why am I gonna waste my time and my effort to head out and pretty well for nothing? But with that being said, I am getting a new 22. It's not exactly new. It's just gonna be new to me. I think it's my stepsister's old 22, to be honest with you. But she's kind of has a change of heart these days, and she's also living down in Vancouver area, and she just wants to get rid of it, So I'm picking her up for, I don't know, I think it's like $100 me and Dad agreed on, because he doesn't have a use for it, and yeah, I like guns, and time for another one. Why not? So that'll be kind of fun. It's always nice to get a new gun, eh? So yeah, I'll be packing that around as long as it's accurate and I can shoot chickens with it. So that's gonna be pretty fun. If not, I'll pull out the old 17 or the 16 gauge, or maybe the 12 gauge. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the 12 gauge for when it comes to chickens. Rabbits, it's okay because the head's far enough away from the meat. You're not really gonna be screwing too much up. But with chickens, they're 16 gauge is big enough. 20 gauge would be perfect. One of these days, I'll have to buy myself a little 20 gauge just for chickens. I do have I got one or two 410s. I think just one 410, but I don't really like that. And that was one of those things where I bought it just because everybody says how much they love it for chickens and for kids and stuff. So I figured out what the heck. I bought it from Corlane's there in Dawson. Some Italian little thing. It was like one of those $150 or $200 type deals. So just buy it just to have it. And I shot a couple of chickens with it, but I don't know. Maybe I'm using the wrong shells for it or whatever, but I don't like it at all. It's one of those things where, yeah, you hit a chicken with it, but it's spread out so much. I'm not a fan. But, oh well. But, that's another reason, too, to buy a 20 gauge if there's a kid that wants to go chicken hunting. Some of them, well, most of them, if you're not good with the 22, you're either going to miss or you're going to shoot them in the breast. And if you shoot them in the breast, they ain't no good. So at least if I have a little 20 gauge, I can bring a kid out still and they can smack a chicken with that. So it'll work out. So now I'm pretty well convinced myself to buy a new shotgun. So that's always awesome. Part of chicken hunting too is, you always have new little recipes and stuff you can try out with chickens. One thing I want to try this year is, I don't really know if it's gonna work, but I kind of want to incorporate rose hips and cranberries into it. The cranberries, like the high bush cranberries, that'll be simple to do. I can just make a real quick and easy cranberry sauce over the fire kind of thing. But the rose hips, I don't know how I'm gonna do that. They're packed full of vitamin C, and they do have a bit of a sweetness to them. Maybe if I kind of roast them over the fire and then throw them into a bowl with a little bit of apple cider vinegar and some water and some sugar, make up like a little jelly kind of a thing, that might be alright. Or if I just kind of char them up a little bit and then stuff them into a chicken and cook that over the fire, or roast it. I don't know. We'll have to experiment. Maybe if you guys have done anything with rose hips, comment or reach out to us and let us know. And yeah, we'll give her a try. I'm always willing to try new things, especially when it comes to cooking. Yeah, I'm kind of a wannabe chef at heart, kind of a foodie type of a dude, So yeah, when it comes to food, I'm game for trying almost everything to a certain limit. But rose hips, yeah, that's no big deal. uh, One thing too that we got to make time for before we get right into fall hunting season is I have to, well, not I have to, but I want to make a trip out to a set of dinosaur tracks. There's 2 different trackways that I haven't been to, but I want to get to, especially right now in the fall when the water level is low for the one spot, because it's a spot where not too many people know about it, and I think it'd be pretty neat to go and check it out if they're even there. It's more of a rumor that they're there, not a solid for sure thing that they're there. But I think I'm gonna give her a try anyways. It's on the way out to another site anyways, so what's a little hour or 2 stop or 30 minutes or whatever it is. I don't really want to give away too much and get people all hyped up for it, but we might find another set of dinosaur tracks. I don't know. And then even the second spot, the directions I got, they're a little hazy, but I think we should be able to find them. And if we do, I'll have all the camera gear and stuff like that with me, so that'll be another little trip I can take you guys on, give you all the directions and everything like that. If nobody has interest in this stuff and nobody goes out and sees it and knows that it's there, these guys are never going to get funding to put a building over it or to extract them out of there. There was a little bit of internet hype on the one track site. Somebody got pretty well internet bullied because they went to the track site, they brought their kids out there, and somebody spoke up and said, you shouldn't be going there because you are going to wreck them. The same person who in my mind is a complete and utter asshole went to the site. So you can't go there, but they can. That did not sit well right with me, so I said, hey, where are these tracks? I'm going to bring all my camera gear. I might bring the drone out there to get some real cool shots. I'm going to talk it up like a son of a gun. I'm going to plaster it all over the world. I'll put it on YouTube. I'm going to promote it. I'm going to tell everybody I know about it. And then that one person who was an asshole, I hope I meet you one day walking down the street and I get to laugh at you because you're a prick. Telling somebody that they can't go to a track site because you've been there and you're worried about other people finding it and wrecking it. But yet you look at places like the Flatbed Falls in Tumbler Ridge. It's part of a global geopark. There's, I think, 7 global geoparks in the world. That's plastered all over the world. Tracks are still there, bud. And the reason why they're still there and the reason why it's part of the global geopark is because people showed interest in it. If you have an interest in something, or if something is generating money, somebody's going to want to preserve it. So if you have this little hidden gem and it's tucked out of the way and nobody knows about it, nobody's going to care. And if nobody cares, there's going to be no funding. If there's no funding, that is when you're going to have vandalism. That's when you're going to have people chiseling them out and stealing them, right? So, raise awareness for this track site. Bring people out there, show people where they're at. And I hope people will go there and check it out. And maybe eventually one day the paleontology group around this area, I can't remember what they're called, North Peace Paleontologist Group. I don't know, I probably screwed that up. But hopefully they go, hey, you know what? Look at this. There's actually a lot of people that want to see it. There's a lot of people that are going in there. Maybe we should get something put together, and maybe the province will put in a little bit more funding, or maybe they'll have some guy who's just fascinated by dinosaur tracks and funds the project. Either way, it ain't gonna hurt it. Trust me. If somebody's gonna chisel something out, it'd be in a much different spot than there. But yeah. Then there's also a spot where we're gonna go and do some more fossil hunting. This one, it's another spot that it's not very well known at all. It's part of the Pine and Murray River type area. Right now, I don't exactly know where it's at, so I don't really want to say or kind of give little hints and clues on where it's at, because I haven't been there. So I don't want to be sending you on some weird chase in the middle of nowhere and then get lost or something and kind of blame me for it. But if you watch some of my other videos when it comes to the waterfalls and destination hikes and stuff, you know that I'm going to give you pretty well pinpoint directions on how to get there. So if you're just patient after this podcast comes out, just wait till the video comes out, and then it'll most likely be next summer you'll go in there. Because by the time this one comes out, I got so many videos and stuff that I have planned. It's next summer you'll be able to get in there. But at least then you'll have a little bit of reference. You'll know kind of roughly where to go. And hopefully it's cool over there. There's not much for shells, from what I've been told. It's more of plant fossils. And supposedly it's really big plant fossils. But I'm just haven't been there yet, so I don't know. When I do get there, I'll let you guys know, and there'll definitely be a video put together if there's something there. If not, I'll talk about it on another podcast, and I'll say, hey, yeah, that fossil place, yeah, nope, not so good. And then what else do we have on the go? On top of that, we're going to be doing probably a little bit more fishing on the river before I go back to work. And then that way, come October, on my next set of days off, we can just mainly focus more just strictly on more hunting and maybe catch the tail end of some berry picking. There might be some cranberries still on the branches by then. Kind of depends on frost. Usually once the frost comes in, they shrivel up and drop down. But then that's also when the chicken hunting gets just absolutely phenomenal. Is in October, after all the berries have shriveled up and dried up. Because then what ends up happening is they have to start eating more grasses. And when they eat the grass, they when they're eating the berries have seeds. So it helps digest a little bit in their gizzard. Plus a berry is very soft. So they still have to come out onto the road to get a little bit of gravel into their gizzard. And then what they do with the gravel is they swallow it, goes into the gizzard. And then the gizzard is just a muscle. And it just kind of squeezes and tenses up. And it just kind of churns everything around. And it pretty well that's how they chew their food. But with berries, I mean, you can grab a berry, squish it. You can see how soft it is. So they don't need all that much grit in their gizzard. But once as October comes and you have a couple of really hard frosts, and you'll see how the blueberries, huckleberries, and especially the cranberries, they just shrivel right up pretty well like a hard raisin, and then they fall off the branch, and then they can't eat them. So now they're eating all like the clovers and little green grasses and stuff that are kind of left over. But then with those, they're extremely fibrous and they're hard. So then they have to have a pile of gravel and grit and dirt and sand and stuff in their gizzards. So then the chickens are out on the road like crazy in that time of year. So then the chicken hunting is just fantastic. It's phenomenal. And by then too, the chicks that were born this spring, they're fairly close to being completely full grown. In the beginning of September, you'll shoot some chickens that are pretty small. You can tell that they were a spring chick. But yeah, come near the end of October, they're pretty well all the same size, and you can't really tell a difference. So it's yeah, it's pretty good. But then also talking about fishing on the river, I've done a little bit of fishing this year, but honestly, not that much. We did a little bit at Boulder Lake, Bear Hole Lake. Obviously, we went to the ocean, but other than that, I did one river trip by myself with the dog. Old Rocky Boy there came with me. Me and him had a little guys trip. And other than that, we've been just extremely busy doing hikes, fossil hunting. Well, in this spring too, the rivers were really high and dirty when we were out in Tumble Ridge area, and then my days off after that, pretty well stayed at home because the weather wasn't all that nice, and then I also had a pile of editing to do. So yeah, we stayed home that week, and then I went to work, and then I came back, and we went to the ocean, and then pretty well came back from the ocean, and now I've been here for 2 weeks at work, and now that my 2 weeks is up, which is normally a week, but I'm doing an extra shift, and then yeah, once I go home, it'll be a little bit of river fishing, but then, like everything I've said earlier on, all my plans to get everything done around the house, the firewood, the fish that I haven't even processed from our fishing trip that we got back from not too long ago. It's, man, you can't slow down doing this lifestyle. If you slow down, you get behind. If you get behind, boy, you're gonna look like an idiot come winter. You're gonna be pretty cold. But yeah, we're busy, and then we're still filming for YouTube. Still got that going. Hopefully, big YouTube announcement. We have made it into the top 100,000 Canadian YouTube creators. I think we were at 96,420 first place. So that's that's a huge win for me. I set the goal to be within the top 100,000 by the end of the year. And then in May, I changed that up. Said, no, that's going to be too easy. We want to be in the top 50,000 by the end of the year. But still breaking that 100,000 mark, that's just wicked. And then 3 weeks ago, we were at 750 subscribers and 80,000 views. And now we're already up to 818 subscribers. So we've gained 68 subscribers in 3 weeks, which that's, whoa. You typically have been getting like 30 a month, so to double that in 3 weeks is just phenomenal. And now we're also at I want to say close to 86,000 views now too. Man, that is we're our numbers are coming up. Yeah. And then if we keep going the way that we're going, hopefully by the end of October, we'll be part of the YouTube partnership program, and we'll be monetized, and we'll be earning a paycheck from YouTube. So that will be wicked. I can't wait till I can go out with all the filming gear and stuff, and whether we're filming ice fishing or who knows, maybe we have something blow up on us and we're out chicken hunting and we're filming and we're monetized for it. Being able to say that I'm getting paid to do this is gonna be phenomenal. Like it's a milestone that I never really pictured trying to get to. And even when I first started this, I thought, whatever. I just do some cool stuff and live a pretty cool lifestyle. So I figured I'd try filming it. But now, man, I am hooked. And I cannot wait. I'm reaching out to a couple new companies too, trying to get some more affiliate market deals done. Northbound Gear, they've been treating me very well. The other guys, I don't want to mention them yet in case it doesn't fall through. And if it doesn't, that's perfectly fine. Like, I'm not going to hold it against them. Like, especially when they look at my credentials compared to what they could have, compared to what I am. Nah, I'm not even a drop in the bucket in their YouTube world yet. Like, I'm still in the eyedropper. Like, they haven't even tried squeezing me into the bucket kind of a thing. Like, even when it comes to making money off YouTube, you're going to make pennies when you first start out in the YouTube partner program, because it goes off of, like, per 1,000 views kind of a thing. And right now, I think I'm getting about 5,000 views per week. So even if I make like $10 per 1,000 views, $10 times 5, that's $50. Yeah, whatever. That's still money in your pocket, But yeah, you know what? I screwed that up. It's not 5,000 views per week. It's 5,000 views per month that I've been getting. But the more videos I put up, the more subscribers I get, the more views you get, the more watch hours, the more money. It snowballs. It's such a huge motivator too. Once you're able to see that dollar amount, because me, I'm a very goal orientated guy. I mean, I want to hit 1,000 or top 100,000 Canadian YouTubers. We hit that goal, and I wanted to hit 1,000 subscribers, and we're this close to hitting that goal. And once we get that, we'll be monetized, and then from there, it'll be, I want to make $50 a month. I want to make $100 a month, all the way up to I want to quit my job and do this full time. There's so much to look forward to, and honestly, it is a lot of hard work doing this, but without you guys watching the videos, without you listening to the podcast, commenting on it, liking it, getting the algorithm woke up, spreading my stuff out, there's no way I would ever be able to do this without you guys, the fans, so I definitely appreciate everything that you guys do, and I look forward to continuing to make videos for you guys and make this podcast. And as always, leave a comment or two. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. If you hit the like button there, if you don't like it, hit the dislike button. Always reach out to me. I love talking to people on here, just to, make sure I'm going on the right path. Because if there's something that I'm doing that you're not going to watch, I'm not doing anybody any good. I'm wasting my time, recording it. I'm wasting my time editing it. And I'm wasting your time telling you to watch it. So if there's something that you don't like, let me know, and I will scrap it off the to-do list, right? But anyways, guys, I think I'm going to cut her here. I want to thank you all for watching, or thank you for listening. If you are just listening to this on one of the podcast platforms, we also have the video version on YouTube, so head over there, check that out, subscribe to the channel. We'll catch you guys on the next one.